Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about the withdrawal of 2000 note with a deadline that is September 30th by the RBI. It is an important editorial, demonetization, anything related to this is not demonetization, but anything related to Indian economy, that too related to currency notes, it is an important editorial. When you come across an editorial like this, you have to ask a few pertinent questions. So, what are the pertinent questions based on this editorial? At the outset, what is this about? You have to ask. Then, what is the reason behind? Then, what did something like this happen in the past? Then, what is the rationale behind that or reason behind that? What is the impact on a common man and on the business community? Whether this decision can be justified or not. So these are the questions that have been touched by the editorial. And besides the editorial, whatever information you get, based on the editorial, you can improve your grammar knowledge, consolidate your grammar knowledge, improve your comprehension skill, enrich your word power, and also improve your effective English. Now let us go to the editorial vocabulary. Based on today's editorial, what is the first word? Deleterious. That is an important word, but we have got a few times. Deleterious part of speech adjective. Usually it goes with deleterious effect, deleterious impact, deleterious incident, deleterious product. Means what? Harmful. Simple. Deleterious means harmful. Deja vu. It is a French word, part of speech noun. The strange feeling that in some way you have already experienced what is happening now. Right now something is happening. Then you have a feeling, deleterious, detrimental, pernicious. Very good, Anush. I appreciate that. It's always better. Other students also, when I give a particular word, if you know the synonyms, antonyms, if you write immediately, that will help your knowledge, consolidate your knowledge. At the same time, others also can get benefited. So, what is this deja vu? Sometimes you feel something is happening in front of you, and seeing that, you get a feeling, I have already experienced this, or I have seen something like this before. That feeling, it's a strange feeling. It does not happen every time, it does not happen to everyone. The strange feeling that in some way you have already experienced what is happening now. Something tells you, I have already experienced this. That feeling is called deja vu. So, this is related to the withdrawal of currency notes. It happened in the past. So, obviously, you feel you have already experienced this one. Rationale, you can say, rationale, you can say. Either way, correct. British rationale and rationale American. Part of speech noun. The reasons or intentions that cause a particular set of beliefs or actions. When you do something, when you take an important decision, we ask the question, what is the rationale behind your decision? What is the justification? Expeditious, expedite verb, and this is adjective form. Means what? To do something quickly. Expedite the work. It has been done expeditiously. Adverb. Expeditious adjective. To do something quickly. An important word. Obviate, an important word. You got to be careful. Obvious, apparent. Oblivious, not aware of surroundings. Obviate, part of speech verb. To remove a difficulty. All the three words are different when it comes to meanings. To remove a difficulty, especially so that action to deal with it becomes unnecessary. There is some bottleneck, hurdle, impediment. You remove that difficulty, especially so that action to deal with it becomes unnecessary. Once you remove it, you don't have to deal with it. It won't be necessary. An important word. Exactly. Content we got yesterday, part of it has two meanings. One meaning to contest, to compete. But in the context of the editorial, part of speech verb, it means to say that something is true or is a fact. Someone says something, something that goes against your view, but you contend, you say that it is true or it is a fact. Abrupt adjective. Abruptly, adverb, an important word, in a sudden, unexpected, and sometimes unpleasant way. Usually, it goes with effective English. We can use in everyday English. The bus stopped abruptly. The movie ended abruptly. Means the movie ended suddenly. But here there is another connotation. What is that? In a sudden, unexpected, and sometimes unpleasant way. Need not be all the time, but unexpected is definitely. The movie ended abruptly, means you did not expect. The bus stopped abruptly. The class stopped abruptly. The session. Rescind, an important word. To make a law, agreement, order, or decision no longer have any legal power. In this context, currency, to rescind, means no longer it has that power. Ostensible adjective, ostensibly adverb, in a way that appears or claims to be one thing when it is really something else. Something like hidden, concealed. So something looks to be something, but actually it is something else. It has a negative connotation. Combat can be a noun, can be a verb. As a verb, to fight with someone. As a noun, a fight, especially during a war. Pursuance, an important word. It takes the preposition of, in pursuance of, a standard phrase. The act of trying to achieve something, in pursuance of something. Deem, I'm sure you all know, nowadays we use the term deemed university. Means what? Considered. To say that something is true or is a fact. But actually, it means what? To consider. Deem means to consider. Deemed university means what? Considered a university, but not a university. Flip flops, there should have been a hyphen. Without hyphen, also it is right. In the editorial, you don't see the hyphen. Flip flop singular, flip flops plural, noun. An occasion when someone completely changes a plan. Something like taking a U turn. Someone takes a U turn, then we use this. Enhance, we have got a few times. Part of speech verb, it's a regular verb. To improve the quality, amount, or strength of something. Enhance your skill set. Enhance your performance. Improve. Make something better. These are the words, not too many words. Now let us go to the editorial and see how it starts. Slow withdrawal. There are two words here, slow withdrawal. But what is the main word? Withdrawal. It is about the withdrawal of 2000 note by the RBI and slow withdrawal. Why is it slow? There is a deadline till September 30th. Based on that slow withdrawal on related to on the RBI and the 2000 note. But what is the main idea of this editorial? Without setting a deadline, now there is a deadline. What is the deadline? September 30th. Without setting a deadline, the Reserve Bank of India could have withdrawn. This is an important expression. We have been getting this. This is a lengthy helping verb. Could have plus verb past participle form. What does it mean? It talks about a past possibility. Means what? There was a possibility for something to happen, but it did not happen. Imagine, usually I start at 9 from some place and 9:30 I reach my office and 30 minutes. This morning, yesterday also I started at 9. There was a possibility for me to reach by 9:30, but I reached at 10. There was a possibility but did not happen. Why? I was held up in the traffic. Then I say, I could have come in time. I could have come, came, come. I could have come in time, but I was held up in the traffic. Again, imagine two teams played a match yesterday. A team strong, B team weak. A team, there was a possibility to win the match, but they lost the match either because of overconfidence or some other factor. Then we say, Team A could have won the match. There was a possibility, but did not happen. So could have withdrawn the notes gradually. Here, the main idea. Without setting, now it is a slow withdrawal. Without setting a deadline, the Reserve Bank of India could have withdrawn the notes gradually. They shouldn't have set a deadline. Without a deadline, they could have withdrawn gradually. That is the main idea of the editorial. But editorial has touched other questions. What is the reason behind what happened in the past, whether this decision can be justified or not, and what is the impact of this decision on the business community, and also both on the business community and a common man. The Reserve Bank of India's May 19 announcement, now it provides a stimulus, the reason for writing this particular editorial. The Reserve Bank of India's May 19 announcement that 2000 banknotes would be withdrawn from circulation, would be withdrawn, announcement, past, it goes into past. Exactly. The Reserve Bank of India's May 19 announcement that 2000 banknotes would be withdrawn, will be withdrawn future, but announcement already over May 19th, so would be withdrawn from circulation, coming just over 7.5 years since the economically deleterious demonetization of 500 and 1000 notes has triggered a sense of deja vu. A lengthy sentence from here to here. But what does it mean? It is about the announcement that was made on 19th of this month about the withdrawal of 2000 banknotes, and it came just over 7.5 years since the economically deleterious demonetization of 5,000 and 1,000 notes. This particular decision, when did it come? It came just over 7.5 years, almost 7.5 years over since when the economically deleterious. Deleterious means something like dangerous, harmful. Deleterious demonetization of 500 and 1,000 notes. And this decision has triggered the main idea, the announcement has triggered a sense of deja vu. Means what? Has triggered present perfect. It has triggered something what? A sense of deja vu. Means what? A feeling that you have already experienced something. That feeling, strange feeling, you feel, oh, I have already seen this. That is known as deja vu. While has two or three meanings, one meaning usually it goes with a continuous tense. Imagine I make a sentence like, when I went home, my mother was cooking. Same idea I can also say, I went home while my mother was cooking. Here, while is used with a continuous tense. But while is also used as a conjunction to express a contrast. Here it talks about the second function. What is the second function? Contrast. It is about a contrast. What is that contrast? While Prime Minister Narendra Modi's decision in November 2016 to abruptly, suddenly, and completely rescind, to rescind means to make a law, agreement, order, or decision no longer have any legal power. Here, rescind the legal tender status of the then available high value currency notes was ostensibly aimed at combating black money and terror financing. All this goes with all these words go with one idea and related to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's decision, the rationale behind. What was it? How was it done? To abruptly and completely rescind. Abruptly means suddenly, and completely rescind, no longer to have the legal status, the legal tender status of the then available high value currency notes. 1,000 rupee note uh, was ostensibly, ostensible adjective, ostensibly adverb. Means what? In a way that appears to be something but may not be that, maybe something else. Aimed at, that means the element of doubt is there. Element of doubt. Aimed at combating, fighting black money and terror financing. On the one hand, this is the reason. On the other hand, contrasting information based on the word while, the RBI has asserted, you have got this word in the recent past, assert means what? To say something what you want to say firmly, or to do something what you want to do firmly. RBI has asserted that the latest move is in pursuance of its clean note policy. That time the reason was different, now the reason is different. The RBI has asserted that the latest move is in pursuance of. Do remember this is an important phrase, prepositional combination. In pursuance of its clean note policy and does not alter the legal tender status of the withdrawn notes. It has nothing to do with the legal tender status of the withdrawn notes. It is about the 2000 note, that's it. The central bank has, however, set a September 30th deadline for the exchange or deposit of the withdrawn currency, thereby triggering difficulties for the common individual to continue to use a note. Now, first it started with what happened in the past, then it touched the reason behind, and now it talks about the impact of the withdrawal of this 2000 note. The central bank has, however, set a September 30th deadline. Because of the some problems, September 30th deadline for the exchange or deposit of the withdrawn currency. Because of that, thereby triggering difficulties, problems for the common individual to continue to use a note. Now, how does the editorial say that? Based on reports. To justify that statement, reports from across the country speak of, generally speak of, you may wonder, how can reports speak? I also say the sentence says, how can a sentence say? What it means? It means they convey. So don't take literally speak of. Reports from across the country speak of means they express. Speak of what? Consumers, including wage earners, the lowest rung, including wage earners in sectors such as construction, struggling to pay for the purchase of medicines, petrol, and other day to day essentials, despite the notes continuing to remain legal tender. Till September 30th, they remain a legal tender, and that is a deadline. In spite of that, they are struggling to pay for the purchase of medicines, petrol, and other day to day essentials using this note. So it has made a negative impact on the common man as well. Given that the RBI has acknowledged that the printing of new 2000 notes was stopped in 2018-19, RBI, given that the RBI has acknowledged present perfect tense, that means confirmed that the printing of new, already they were in circulation. This sentence is about printing of new 2000 notes was stopped. Past tense, passive voice. 2018, when was it stopped? Printing of 2000 notes in 2018, 2019, during that time. The sudden decision to withdraw the notes in circulation has raised questions about the rationale. You can say rationale or rationale, either way it is correct. One is British, the other is American. So, sudden withdrawal. Earlier, it announced they stopped printing 2000 notes in 2018-19, but no one expected. It came something like a bolt from the blue, means all of a sudden, unexpected, and has a negative connotation. An idiomatic expression, bolt from the blue. The sudden decision to withdraw the notes in circulation. Already they are in circulation, and the sudden decision to withdraw the notes in circulation has raised questions. This is in green because there are two verbs I have said many a time: arise, raise. Rise is an intransitive verb and an irregular verb. Intransitive means cannot take an object. Irregular means does not take D or ED. Here, rise, rose, risen. But the other one, raise. Raise is a regular verb. It is a transitive verb. It takes D or ED. Here it has taken the letter D to form the past and past participle forms. And also raised what? Questions is an object. So that you have to always recollect because in the exam they've given many a time under pressure not easy. Has raised questions about the rationale, means the reason behind or the intentions behind taking a particular decision. And what was the explanation given by the RBI? The RBI stated that about 89% of the 2000 notes were issued between November 2016 and March 2017. Close to 90% 2000 notes were issued between 2016 and 2017. To be very specific, November 2016 and March 2017. And why were they issued 90% of 2000 notes during that period? Why? To meet the currency requirement of the economy in an expeditious manner. There was a reason behind issuing 90% of the notes between November 16 and March 17. What was the reason behind? To meet the currency requirement of the economy in an expeditious manner, means quick manner. Expedite verb form, to do something quickly. Following demonetization, because of demonetization, there was a need to print and circulate 2000 notes following demonetization, and that since then And what happened after that? What happened after that? And that since then, lower denominations had become adequately available. Subsequent to that, lower denominations had become adequately available. And obviously, based on that, obviating the need for the 2000 notes. When the lower denominations are adequately available, there is no need to have 2000 notes in circulation. Obviating. Obviate means to remove a difficulty, especially so that action to deal with it becomes unnecessary, no longer required. You can put it that way. The need for the 2000 notes. This was the explanation given by the RBI. And also, besides that, the central bank has also contend two meanings, one to compete, another to say something is right, to justify. The central bank has also contended that the notes sought to be withdrawn. They wanted to be withdrawn in passive voice. The notes sought to be withdrawn were at the end of their estimated lifespan of 4 to 5 years. RBI says the lifespan of the notes 4 to 5 years, and that the value of these bills in circulation had declined to 3.62 lakh crore, or 10.8% of the total notes in circulation as on March 31st. There are two reasons, or two more reasons. One, lifespan of these notes 4 to 5 years. Another reason, the value of these bills in circulation had declined to 3.62 lakh crore, or let us look at the percentage, 10.8% of the total notes in circulation as on March 31st. So 10.8% of the total notes in circulation, that is not substantial. Look at previous withdrawals. Now the RBI, the editorial opines, this is not something that can be justified. Based on that, it goes into the past. A look at previous withdrawals of bills by the RBI shows, for instance, that starting in April 2014, all banknotes issued prior to 2005, or almost a decade earlier, were gradually withdrawn even as they continued to enjoy legal tender status. Slowly they withdrew, but it took almost a decade. One more reason, even today, lower value bills issued at least as far back as 2013, now 23, a decade, and which are used far more frequently in everyday transactions, continue to remain in circulation 10 years over. Still, they continue to remain in circulation. Based on this, raising doubts about the RBI's clean note reasoning. This cannot be justified, the editorial opines, because RBI says the lifespan of notes 4 to 5 years. But here the editorial provides two sentences talk about there are notes in circulation more than a decade over since they were issued last. So how come they say the lifespan of notes 4 to 5 years? Based on that, raising doubts about the RBI's clean note reasoning. The RBI retains, but at the same time, the RBI retains the right. RBI has the right to issue or withdraw currency bills as it deems fit. When the RBI thinks something is fit, it does it accordingly. The RBI retains the right or the power to issue or withdraw currency bills as it deems fit, considers fit, for the conduct of its policy mandate. Based on its policy mandate, it decides what to do, what not to do. But the lack of transparency now, though it has a right to do based on what it deems to be fit, and also following the conduct that goes with its policy mandate, the lack of transparency now and the administrative flip flops. Flip flop means what? An occasion when someone completely changes a plan or takes a U turn. Do little to enhance trust. Because of these two, they do little to enhance trust. Little means negative connotation. They don't enhance, that's what it means. A little means at least to some. Do little to enhance trust in its promise to pay the bearer the note's face value. Now, it does not improve the trust based on what its promise to pay the bearer the note's face value. So, it is questioning the rationale behind, and based on these two reasons, it raises doubts, obviously, that is one thing, and also lack of transparency. and the administrative flip flops. Do little to enhance. They're not going to help. They are not, do little means they don't, hardly anything, almost nothing. Negative connotation. Enhance means improve. Trust in its promise to pay the bearer the note's face value. That's all about the editorial. I have done purely from language point of view, no personal stand. You also don't take a personal stand, only from proficiency point of view. Now let us go to questions based on this editorial. Reading comprehension skill. Comprehension based questions. What is this editorial about? You should write in brief what has triggered a sense of deja vu in the context of the editorial. What was ostensibly aimed at combating black money and terror financing? Keywords: ostensibly aimed at combating black money, terror financing. What do reports from across the country speak of? Reports from where? Across the country. What do they speak of? What do they say? What do they express? What do they tell? What do little what do little to enhance the trust in RBI's promise to pay the bearer the note's face value? Again, based on keywords, you can. Now let us go to, you got these words yesterday, and now you have to write the part of speech, you have to write the meaning. First one, uphold. Hold is another verb. Hold, held, held. Hold someone's hand. Uphold, a different meaning. It's a legal term. So, part of speech, uphold, obviously it is a verb. But what does it mean? No one has responded. Uphold the decision, uphold the judgment, uphold the verdict, uphold the culture, uphold the practice. To say that a decision that has already been taken is correct. Very good. C is the answer. Who is the first one? As usual. Inflict, inflicted, part of speech verb. It is a regular verb. What does it mean? To force someone to experience pain. Answer is E. E is the answer, second one. Oh, you guys, no, no, not H. What is H? Official permission? No, 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 no. I told you yesterday the correct pronunciation of this word, imprimatur, imprimatur, imprimatur. Here, impri, you can easily guess, but matur pronounced as mater, imprimatur. Means what? Part of speech, noun. Permission means noun. Third one, you have to answer the third one. Have you answered the third one? Huh. Official permission to do something given by an officer or a group of people who hold the position. H is the answer. Upsurge. Surge is a verb. Same thing goes with upsurge verb. A sudden and usually, what is the answer? The fourth one. D. A sudden and usually large increase of something. A rigorous, part of speech, noun. It goes with policies, exercise, training, the rigors of training, the rigors of a particular policy, the rigors of exercise. Means what? The fact that people are made to follow certain rules severely. Answer is J. Have you answered the fifth one? Yes, very good. A raging bulls, we got the combination, part of speech, adjective, based on that. Very strong and violent. Answer is A. Proponent, part of speech, noun, proponents, plural form. A person who speaks publicly in support of something. F is the answer. Prevalent, prevail, verb, prevalent, noun. It can also be an adjective. Prevalent can be adjective. Usually we use it as an adjective. What does it mean? Existing very commonly, and often. Defer, part of speech verb. To delay something or to postpone something. But differ, defer, to not to agree. And what is the last one? Embark. It is a regular verb. Embarked means what? To go on to a ship, aircraft, train, any of these, but generally we say embark on a journey means start a journey. That's all for today from today's editorial. Hope you guys have got enriched. And before I wind up the session, I would like to talk about the new courses, free batches, and the new course. I have started a new course, paid batch, in the evening 6 p.m. every day. And it is the name of the course is a foundation course for all competitive exams. If you download the app, you can see the course. And I started yesterday. Yesterday, I did the orientation. Today, the first topic, noun. And besides the paid batch, today you have two more sessions on YouTube. At 5 p.m., grammar concepts. Today, I'm going to teach noun on YouTube. Then 7:30, there is a practice batch. That's what I'm talking about, Prajapati. I am not going to bring a practice question here. I've started in the evening 7:30 another batch. There I bring all the practice questions based on exam topics. You have to attend that session evening 7:30 on YouTube. Monday, Tuesday grammar practice questions. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday vocab based, and Saturday comprehension based. So this evening at 7:30 there is a grammar practice batch, and you will have all the questions based on grammar exam topics, 20 questions. Do attend that session. You will have questions on error location, sentence improvement, phrase replacement, fillers. All these are based on grammar knowledge. That's all for